There's too many. It sounds really bad, but there's too many good cards in Modern now. There's too many good cards in Modern now. No good. No, but I've seen probably worse. Magic cards, the average price of a Magic card is like pennies, because a lot of Magic cards are worthless. Most commons are worth less than the paper they're printed on. Just all depends on what you're looking at. But there are some cards that are worth more than their weight in gold. Some of them are worth more than their weight in printer ink. It's just how you want to look at it. How we looking? We still got one bucket of lava in some places. How about over here? Yeah, CompWiz, I really hate this force shoving, making it more like Bedrock crap. I wish they would just leave it alone. Yeah, Jaw's Toe, Renin 6 is also a very powerful card that I don't think should exist in its current form. A 2-mana Planeswalker with, like, insane abilities. Okay, sure. It's okay, guys, it's green and red. They don't mana ramp in those colors at all. Oh, wait, they do? Oh. Pioneer. Tell them how it is? It's just stupid. So Hafnium, Modern used to be a rock, paper, scissors format. There used to be a deck that was strong against something but weak against something else. They don't have that anymore. It's not rock, paper, scissors anymore. It's how much money did you put into your deck now? And I don't think that's fair. It's legacy light, and I hate that. They printed a lot of obscenely powerful cards. And it makes it to where Modern used to be a turn 4 format, which means by turn 4 the match has ended in some way. Either one side's really, really winning or one side's really, really struggling. Some games go a little longer, you know, but the average was a 4-turn thing. Now it's like over in like 2. Luris, which they banned recently, is a good step in the right direction, but it doesn't fix anything. All Luris did was enable all of the new, broken 1 and 2 mana cards to be replayed again. But what Wizards doesn't want to look at is at the fact that they have a bunch of overpowered 1 and 2 mana cards that they've printed recently that they're like, what are you talking about? There's more cards banned printed in the last 5 or 6 years than there has in the entirety of Magic combined before that. And the game is almost 30 years old. clearly what they're doing is they're trying to sell packs. And they're doing a good job of that. But they're also shooting everybody in the foot because of it. And it's not fun. It's not fun. CompWiz, I mean, Hasbro, it's funny because Wizards is still Hasbro's highest grossing piece of its whole puzzle. And Wizards right now is working on things 2 and 3 years ahead of now. So everything we're getting right now, they were mulling over right as COVID started. And all of these secret lair and alternate art and all these shitty looking cards are coming out with is just making the game, it's like watering it down. It doesn't look fun anymore. Hafnium, Hafnium, it's not that people use them in a way to make them banned. It's just that there's a term that gets thrown around called a meta game. And you'll hear that in a lot of competitive games. A meta is what is currently good. And it's good because it has a lot of strong parts and pieces. And you can either build something to counter the meta, which is bad against everything else, or you build the meta whatever. Whether it be League of Legends, whether it be Magic the Gathering, whether it be Hearthstone, etc., etc. So, what's happening is, let's say you have 60 cards. 30 of those cards have been printed in the last 5 years. Well, with the next set that comes out, all of a sudden, there's 5 more cards that are better than 5 older cards. So now you have 35 cards in your deck printed in the last 10 years. Then the next year, you got 5 more, then it's 40. Most of the meta decks nowadays are 99% cards printed in the last 5 years. The cards are, it's called power creep. As time goes on, the cards get more and more powerful innately because the game, because they're running out of design space. They're trying stuff. They're putting stuff on the wall to see if it sticks. And if it doesn't stick, they're like, uh-oh. And it's becoming a joke. It's just becoming dumb. Like they don't want to reprint certain cards because they're too powerful. But then they print cards that are way more powerful. And it just doesn't make any sense. And they go, oops, LOL. And they just let it go. John, they're trying to sell packs. And that's great. That's good for them. But they've literally neutered the competitive scene. The competitive scene is completely gone. Most of my friends who played Magic, they don't play Magic anymore. They're like, it's dumb. There's no reason to play. Hafnium. It's like if you look on the internet at best Stardew farm layout, and then you went on Twitch to every single stream, and every single stream had the exact same farm layout, it'd be boring, right? You don't want to watch those streams because everybody's doing the same thing. It's boring. That's what Magic is becoming right now. Everyone's doing the exact best thing they can, and it's called cookie cutter. It's just cookie cutters, and it's just boring. And it's not diverse. It's not fun. And if you want to run your head into the wall over and over again, go to a Magic tournament. That helped a lot. Well, Jaws, here's the bad thing about Magic Arena. Magic Arena, most of the cards that they're printing is not really geared towards competitive Magic Arena. It's geared towards best of one matchups, which is not how Magic was first conceived. Magic is a first to two, best out of three format, not a best of one. So all of these cards are innately super powerful out of the box. And it's just like... So Hafnium, it used to be if you wanted to draw a card, it would cost you 2 or 3 mana. You had to tap 2 or 3 mana, you draw a card or two, and it was at sorcery speed, so you could only do it on your turn. Now they have creatures that are 1-drop, that draws a card, that makes a mana, that has 2 attack. It's so crazy. And those cards are like $110, $120 a piece. And if you want a play set, it's going to cost you $500. And that's just 4 cards. And that card was printed in the last year. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just so dumb. Like, these cards are getting so out of hand. And it just makes it not fun. Oh, you're playing that. Okay, well, I'm going to go sleep over here now. Next is a Fate. Next is a Fate. That was a control finisher. That's a different story. The card I was just talking about is Monkey. If you know anything about Magic the Gathering, you've heard Monkey. It's the Monkey. Freaking Ragavan. Bye, Kyle. Have a good night. Ragavan's one of the dumbest cards printed in recent time. And you know what? They let Ragavan go, but they banned Deathrite Shaman. What? What? It's whatever. They're losing their minds. It used to be Planeswalkers were 4 and 5 mana. And they had like 3 abilities. And the plus ability sometimes protected it. And like the minus ability killed something. And they had like an ultimate that was whatever. They've been printing like 1, 2, and 3 mana Planeswalkers that are like insane. And they said they weren't going to do that after they learned their lesson from like Liliana of the Veil and Jace the Mind Sculptor. But then they printed Oko. Oko got banned in every single format. Then they introduced the companion, and all the companions have been stupid. They've had to change the rules on companions like twice, and they just recently banned an overpowered companion. There's another overpowered companion, but they're like, it's whatever. John, no. Damage hasn't been on the stack for a long time. Rest in peace, Mog Fanatic. Wikipedia, my problem with Commander is you're either going to sit down and have a good time, or you're going to sit down and really hate that guy sitting right over there. Because he's going to show up and he's going to have, like, Derevi, and he's going to have Rhystic Study, and he's going to have this and that, and be like, excuse me, you drew a card. Would you like to pay 4 mana, or can I draw a card? Bow! Take your cards and shove them up your ass! Take your Derevi and get the hell out of here! I don't have to pay a tax. He just comes into play. Ooh. Don't get me started on Commander. That would ruin the cards? What do you mean? That's literally what the cards are, Wikipedia. You haven't played Commander with a bunch of sweaty tryhards yet. You wait till you do that. You will hate Commander. How did I get into Magic? I got into Magic, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was really good at Yu-Gi-Oh! And I won the first regional championship in North Carolina, and I got the Millennium Puzzle Trophy and everything else. What I hated doing, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sitting across from a kid who had... Here, I'm gonna describe this to a T, and you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. I sat across from a kid who had like red welts here and crusty nose and he had like some food in the corner of his mouth, and he has a stack of cards this tall, and he's like, I just built this deck this morning. I'm gonna play some Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's like, I don't want to play against you. So then I looked into Magic, and Magic the Gathering is minimum 13 years old. And I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And Magic the Gathering is just a bunch. It's a bunch of sweaty, stinky, socially awkward, neckbeard MFers that sit around and giggle about anime girls, and they probably have a body pillow that they sleep with on every other night, and they reek of Doritos and Mountain Dew. And you know what? It's so much better than that sweaty little kid. But then you can tell who a Magic player is from a mile away. If a Magic player is like tall and thin and has glasses, they're a blue player. They're a dirty blue player. And they're gonna open their deck and they're gonna have counter spells and counter magic and islands, and they're gonna be giggling. If you see a guy wearing a big jacket and trench coat and his hair's all frizzled and he looks like he smells like a homeless man, he's playing green or green red. If you can tell who these people are from a mile away. And some of them are nice. Some of them grunt at you. Some of them are just like weirdos. But you know what? You say, hey, you want to play some Magic? And they go, oh yeah, let's play some Magic. And they pull out their backpack with like the big holes ripped in the side with some anime sticker on the front. And then they pull out their little plastic pack that's like the plastic deck box that's like half ripped off because they've had it for 10 years. And they open it up and the sleeves have the black little gray spots of dirt on the top corners because you don't wash your hands when you handle your deck. And they're trying to shuffle and it's all sticking together, and you can see the wrinkles and the scratches in the sleeves. And they got this playmat that has a dirt spot right in the middle because that's the most worn out area where their hands go, and the corners are clean, and they're just like they're mouth breathing and they're shuffling their cards, and it's a different experience. It's a different experience when you sit across from one of them. So, you know, it's Magic is a fun game. It's a social game, and you get to kind of hang out with people and enjoy being with people, but at the same time, you see what you really are through them, and you start to feel really bad about yourself, and you start to feel dirty, and you start to go, man, did I put on deodorant today? Oh, okay, it's not me. This smells really good. Let me do this for... Oh, man, you smell like shit. Oh, boy, I'm going to go to the bathroom and make sure that my ass isn't leaking. Because you think that it's just ass smells, and it makes you think, it makes you paranoid. And you go home and you take like a rag and you kind of sob slowly as you wipe off all of the magic off of your hands. Because you've been dealing with the dirtiest, grimiest, ugliest players you've ever seen in your life. And then you do it again next weekend because it was so much fun, you can't wait to do it again. John, I'm talking like Grand Prix, dude. I'm talking Grand Prix. Am I done yet? Oh, I can keep going. I could write a freaking book. You guys, so even if you haven't ever played Magic the Gathering, remember the dude who was doing this next to ass cracks? Do you guys remember the guy who was doing this next to all the butt cracks? Of course you do, right? Everyone has seen that if you've been on the internet for more than 5 minutes. That's literally, that's Magic the Gathering. Everybody smells like how that looks. That's Magic. Jaws toe, and it will continue to be. It will continue to be. When you walk into an area and you notice that the vents aren't on, that's when you know it's going to be a long, sweaty, stinky day. Everyone's first Magic tournament is an adventure, yes. You're standing in the back behind all the tall 8-foot gargantuan MFers looking at the player, the sheet, see who's playing who, and you're like, I can't see. Then you think you see your name and a table number, and you run over to the table and you sit down, you get your deck box out and you play mat, and someone comes over and goes, you're sitting at the wrong seat. And all of a sudden you flush with panic and you're like, was that not my name next to the table number? And you're like, there's gotta be a mistake. Let me go up and check. You go up and check, and that wasn't your name. You're in a different table number, and they're about ready to call time, and the judges are starting to put out match slips, and if you don't make it, you get a game loss, and you're running, and the judge is looking at you, shaking their head, because they've seen you do it a million times. You're just like, whatever, just go sit down and shut up. And you sit down, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm so late. And then, like, you're fiddling and you're getting papers and stuff, and everybody's looking at you like, what the hell is this guy's problem? It's just a magic tournament. Calm down. You're like, my name's Terahdra. It's nice to meet you. Shake your hand, and your hand's like all clammy and wet, and that's your first magic tournament. And then you end up getting the shit beat out of you because you're looking at your cards. You're like, I should do this, and then you go, bleh, and you don't do that, and you end up losing. So then you're kicking yourself. You're like, damn, I just lost to this idiot who had a wide open board state, and all I had to do was attack with my 2/2 elf, and I would have killed him because he died. I died with 2 life, and he had 2 life, and I can't believe I made that mistake. And then that's gonna sit with you until the end of the day. And when you're at home or at the hotel room and you're sitting there crying over a bowl of nachos because you didn't swing with your 2/2 elf, you just know that next weekend you're gonna do it again. Easy clap. They do it all on an app now. Some of them do, yeah. You stick to the LGS if you want to. Or you can go to an SCG event near you. Sign up today. My first big Magic event was a Lorwyn pre-release when Planeswalkers first came out. And I remember sitting at a big long table and we all got passed packs. And we had to open up all the packs and write down all the cards. And I opened up a foil Garrick. Now, if you don't know what that means, back then, a foil Garrick was like $100 because it was a Planeswalker. They were new, they were cool. And I didn't open it. Someone next to me opened it. And he's going nuts and he's cheering. He's like, oh, I opened a full Garrick. I'm like, hey, good job. We're opening packs. We're writing down cards. And the judge says, okay, everybody, put all your cards in the bag and pass them one to your right. I looked at the guy and I was like, thanks for that full Garrick. Ooh, let me just slide out of here. Let me just drop from the tournament. Hey, judge, I'm dropping. I'm going to go play some side events. I'm going to take this Garrick, and I'm going to go play some side events. And that's what I did. I went and played some side events, and it was fun. Hafnium, it's okay. It's okay. And if anybody who plays Magic, if I've been wrong at any point in time during this, please say something, because I guarantee you that I haven't been. I guarantee you that I haven't been. There. And if you play Magic a lot, you're going to have a group of friends. You're going to have the one guy who's a Poindexter nerd judge person who always has something to say about everything and knows every rule. 501c, 702b. He knows layers. He knows stacks. He knows this and that. He knows interactions that you haven't even heard of. Then you got the one fat dude who always has a brand new idea every week. I got the new best deck, guys. You got to see it. And he shows you the deck, and you're like, this is garbage. Why are you building it? And then you beat his ass over and over and over again until he finally does a new idea that's going to be awesome next week. Then you got the one kid who like, dresses in, like, a polo shirt, and no one knows he plays Magic because he's a stud. But then when he comes to the Magic tournament, he's, like, low-key trying to hide. He's like, what's up, babe? How you doing? I'm not playing Magic. I'm just sitting here with my friends. I'm not playing Magic. I'm too cool for Magic, but he still plays Magic because he's a nerd. And then you got like the regular dude who rare drafts at a draft. He opens nothing but rares. He's like, guys, look at these 15 rares I have. Meanwhile, his deck sucks and he's not going to place anywhere. So he ends up dropping. And then you got the one kid who's like, my deck's never good enough. And he's like the best player in your group, and he always crushes everyone, and he always knows how to play, and he's too good at the game. And you wish you were as good as him, but you wish you didn't look like him because he looks like ass. Period, point, the end. This rant was way too long to clip, but I've got a pretty choice cross-section in the Twitch clips channel. Okay, cool. Experiences vary, so you're not wrong. I just haven't experienced most of that. Wikipedia, you're still new. I've been playing Magic for... I've been playing Magic for how long? Mirrodin release date. I've been playing for longer than that. It was 2010? Mirrodin? No, here we go. 2003. That's Sword. Yeah, wait. Yeah, Mirrodin. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I've been playing for 20 years. 2003. I was like, wait a minute. I was in high school when that came out. Scars of Mirrodin. That was the follow-up. Yeah, no, it's 2003. So yeah, I've been playing Magic for 20 years. I've seen it all. My very first deck was given to me, and it had this card. Wikipedia, this is one of my favorite Magic cards. It had this card in it right here. You ready to see this card? Corlash, heir to the Black Blade. He has Grandeur. If you discard another card named Corlash, you search your library for up to 2 swamps, put him in play tapped, and it played Tendrils of, not Tendrils of Agony, it was Tendrils of something that dealt damage and you gain life equal to the number of swamps you had. It had Hippie. If you don't know what Hippie is, it's Hypnotic Spectre. Oops. Hypnotic Spectre. Hello? Did I gotta spell it right? What? Hypnotic Spectre. Why is it saying hypersonic? Where's Hippie? Hypnotic Spectre. There it is. Hippie! You had Hypnotic Spectre that when it deals damage to a player, they discard a card at random, a 2/2 flying for 3 mana. Ooh. It was just a mono black deck that had swamps and did things, and it was horrible. It ran murder, MTG murder card. I gotta put card afterwards. It ran murder, but it was the old art murder. No, it wasn't murder. It was terror. That's what it was. Terror was a garbage card. Yeah, it was terror. That was horrible. Destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature. So if I played in a mirror, I was screwed. I just had to hope Corlash won. Your first Magic cards from 7th edition, but I didn't get into the Dragons of Tarkir. Dragons of Tarkir was a really good set. You've been playing since 96. I've only got half the time. You've been playing for 4 years. You're not that new. You're very new because half of that was COVID. Wikipedia, you're very new. That just straight up looks almost like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. No. You want to see Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Here. What is the new Kamigawa set? Kamigawa MTG. What's it called? Neon Dynasty. Look at this. Neon Dynasty Collector's Edition. This is Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Look at these things. Oops. Look at this thing. These are Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This card right here, you know how rare this card right here is? This is 1 in 34,800 packs. Do you know how rare that card is? 1 in 35,000. Where is it? TCGplayer.com. His name is Hidetsugu. Hold on. Hidetsugu? Neon. I want, hold on.